Hi, Pandora. Oh, yeah, I'm well. Let me see. Let me take off your mute button here. Oh, here it is. There, yay. Oh, Robin's muted. Let's unmute her.
What is Nora doing in this?
I don't. I'm just visiting. Yeah. Yep.
Hi, Nora.
Hi. I don't know why. Do I still look like a green?
Yes.
Oh, that is so weird.
It's like a green monster. Hi, Robin.
Hi, guys.
Where's Butters, Nora?
So Butters is here, but you can't. He's gonna look like a green thingy. Look.
Aw.
See?
Oh, hi, Butters. Even though you look like a green monster too.
Yes, yes. Oh, I wonder why her screen looks like that. Her camera.
That's so weird.
That is. Huh.
Does it look green to you, Nora? Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's for you too.
That is interesting.
That's funny.
Oh. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. I'm excited to have all of you in here.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm
It's like
excited
the
that I
good old
remembered.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get started. I'll mute everybody, and then when we're done, I'll unmute everyone and see if anyone has questions.
Have us do read back today.
Okay. Sounds good. I've got Q&A. I've got the perfect read back for or Q&A for, read back. Yeah. It's one page, so it's perfect. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, yay. That sounds good. Would you guys like me to read it at 60, 80, or 100 for the read back?
Probably 100.
Okay. All right.
Is that okay, Mama P? Or no? You want to do 80?
Well, how sad would that be if I would have said 80? And Nora's probably just going to be bored. Oh my gosh. What are you at now? 180?
Yeah.
200? Yeah.
That's amazing, Nora. That's awesome. You know what I could do? Oh, I know what I can do. I'll read this at 60, and then at 80, and then at 100. And then when we do the read back, you guys can choose which one you want to read back. You can do whatever. I mean, it won't matter. As long as I don't make a mistake, it's all going to be the same,
Perfect. That
Yeah.
sounds good.
All right. That sounds good. All right. Well, we'll get started then. We'll warm up and do Q&A before we do the read back.
I may have to leave a little early. My son has back to school night tonight. So we have to go to that, but it's like, oh no, I remembered this class today. So.
Okay. Yeah, we'll make sure and do it in plenty of time. All right. Okay, well we'll get started then. I'll start off with some words to get our fingers going, okay? I'll mute everybody. All right. Here we go. Ready? Wait. Hold on a second. That's not what I wanted. Okay, here we go. Food, full, for, cause, explain, expect, fight, exactly. Hopefully you guys write exactly XAL. I like to write exactly XAL. Sort, completely, men, dance, met, story, whatever, build, speak, glass, check, glare, corner, chest, hot, rather, month, touch, real, park, bring, there, drink, ago, force, you've, fast, lost, attention, wish, mark, wave, shout, fill, begin, baby, interest, money, fun, green, however, cheek, mine, clear, brown, near, forward, picture, may, cool, hug, drive, shake. All right. Our next drill is phrase drill. These all start with whether or not. So obviously you want to at least phrase that much of it, whether or not, WHRORN. And then if you can phrase that, whatever comes after that, I encourage you to do so. Okay. Like recalls, final RL, recollect, final RK, and so on. Okay, here we go. Whether or not I recall. Whether or not I recalled. Whether or not I recollect. Whether or not he recollected. Whether or not he recollects. Whether or not he remembered. Whether or not he remembers. Whether or not he shall. Whether or not I remember. Whether or not I remembered. Whether or not he should. Whether or not I shall. Whether or not he understands. Whether or not he wanted. Whether or not I understand. Whether or not I should. Whether or not I want. Whether or not I wanted. Whether or not he wanted. Whether or not he wants. Whether or not he was. Whether or not he will. Whether or not he would. Whether or not I am. Whether or not I believe. Whether or not I believed. Whether or not I will. Whether or not I would. Whether or not you are. Whether or not you believe. Whether or not you believed. Whether or not I can. Whether or not you can. Whether or not you could. Whether or not you feel. Whether or not you felt. Whether or not I could. Whether or not I feel. Whether or not I felt. Whether or not I had. Whether or not I happen. Whether or not I have. Whether or not I have been. Whether or not I have had. Whether or not you have. Whether or not you have been. Whether or not I know. Whether or not you have had. I know it kind of starts sounding redundant, but it's such a good practice, even with the I, you, and so on. Okay, now my next drill is one of my favorites. This focuses on I don't, why oh, I didn't, why I can't, why a, and all of the words that come after that, like remembers, final R, recollect, final RK, recall, final RL, understand is the NDZ. C is the final Z. Say is final S. Okay, so if there's anything you don't know at the end of class, just ask me, okay? All right, and this is going to focus on accuracy with those phrases. Okay, I made this up a long time ago. One of my favorites. Okay, here we go. Ready? I don't have enough time. I don't find you amusing. I don't understand you. I don't feel like doing that. So anything with feels, final FL. I don't get to play soccer. I don't agree with you. I don't remember. I don't remember when the accident happened. I don't remember saying anything to him. I don't remember hitting the ball. I don't remember who my insurance carrier was. I don't remember the child's name. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if she called. I don't know who made the report. I don't know if that is accurate. I don't know who he is. I didn't hear what was said. I didn't file a report. I didn't make the call. I didn't blame anyone. I didn't like that flavor. I didn't find anything exciting. I didn't know. I didn't know it was you. I didn't know you were here. I didn't know you were upset. I didn't know my dog bit you. I didn't know the trial was today. Okay, I can't find the group. I can't figure out the problem. I can't solve the case. I can't read the sign. I can't qualify for the loan. I can't practice with the team. I can't remember. I can't remember what was said. I can't remember why we went. I can't remember if I ever met the group. I can't remember why the call was made. I can't remember who punched who. Now these are the I don'ts. I don't understand. I didn't understand. I can't understand. I don't understand the question. I didn't understand the question. I can't understand the question. I don't see. I didn't see. I can't see. I don't see the point. I didn't see the point. I can't see the point. I don't say. I didn't say. I can't say. I don't say it correctly. I didn't say it correctly. I can't say it correctly. I don't recall. I don't recall what was said. I don't recall who wrote the note. I don't recall who taught the lesson. I don't recall the date of the accident. I can't recall what was said. I can't recall who wrote the note. I can't recall who taught the lesson. I can't recall the date of the accident. I don't recollect. I don't recollect what was said. I don't recollect who wrote the note. I don't recollect who taught the lesson. I don't recollect the date of the accident. I can't recollect. I can't recollect what was said. I can't recollect who wrote the note. I can't recollect who taught the lesson. I can't recollect the date of the accident. I don't go. I didn't go. I can't go. I don't go to other countries. I didn't go to other countries. I can't go to other countries. All right. I hope you enjoyed that one. Now I'm going to give you a few actually they're vehicle descriptions with license plate numbers. So if license plate number is said, you can use the brief LIN for license plate number. Some people like to use LUN, license plate number. I use LIN. Okay, all right, here we go. 2007 Honda Civic, license plate number 4RH-S869. 1999 Kia, white, license plate number 7JD057. 2015 white Ford pickup, license number 5FH390. 2014 blue Ford Mustang, license number 4BCR315. 2002 Toyota Camry, license number 2WLT681. 2011 black Jaguar XJ6, license number Z43QWE. 1989 silver Plymouth Voyager, license number LVZX341. 2009 black Lexus SC300, license number ITWA431. 2000 dark gray Acura Legend, license number NOV212. 1990 maroon Ford Probe, license number 3JTH931. 2008 blue Saturn SLI, license number 5FWT950. 2015 beige Toyota Corolla, license number 3NKT351. And there's more, but I'm going to stop there. All right. How are we doing on time? Go ahead and get started with our literary and jury charge. Okay. I'm going to read some literary, and I'm going to start at 60, and then I'll work my way to 100, okay? And this is on I can't accept not trying. Okay, here we go. I visualized where I wanted to be, what kind of player I wanted to become. I knew exactly where I wanted to go, and I focused on getting there. Michael Jordan. I never looked at the consequences of missing a big shot. Why? Because when you think about the consequences, you always think of a negative result. Some people get frozen by that fear of failure. they get it from peers or from just thinking about the possibility of a negative result. They might be afraid of looking bad or being embarrassed. I realized that if I was going to achieve anything in life, I had to be aggressive. I had to get out there and go for it. I don't believe you can achieve anything by being passive. I'm not thinking about anything except what I'm trying to accomplish. Any fear is an illusion. You think something is standing in your way, but nothing is really there. What is there is an opportunity to do your best and gain some success. If it turns out my best isn't good enough, then at least I'll never be able to look back and say, I was too afraid to try. Failure always made me try harder the next time. That's why my advice has always been to think positive and find fuel in any failure. Sometimes failure actually just gets you closer to where you want to be. If I'm trying to fix a car, every time I try something that doesn't work, I'm getting closer to finding the answer. The greatest inventions in the world had hundreds of failures before the answers were found. I think fear sometimes comes from a lack of focus or concentration. If I had stood at the free throw line and thought about 10 million people watching me on the other side of the camera lens, I couldn't have made anything. So I mentally tried to put myself in a familiar place. I thought about all those times I shot free throws in practice and went through the same motion, the same technique that I had used thousands of times. You forget about the outcome. You know you are doing the right things. So you relax and perform. After that, you can't control anything anyway. It's out of your hands. So don't worry about it. I approached practices the same way I approached games. You can't turn it on and off like a faucet. I couldn't dog it during practice, and then when I needed that extra push late in the game, expect it to be there. But that's how a lot of players approach things. And that's why a lot of people fail. They sound like they're committed to being the best they can be. They say all the right things, make all the proper appearances. But when it comes right down to it, they're looking for reasons instead of answers. If you're trying to achieve something, there will be roadblocks. I've had them. Everybody has had them. But obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. I thought that was a neat article by Michael Jordan. All right, I'm just going to give you one paragraph of jury charge since we don't have a whole lot of time. Okay, I want to make sure we have enough time for our Q&A. Okay. And the subject here is scope of employment. Okay, all right. And you're going to hear employee, so that's P-L-O-I, come back for long E, or A-E. Employment, P-L-O-I, final M-T. Interest, either initial TR or T-R-E-F-T. Employer, P-L-O-I, come back for E-R. Burden of proof, either B-U-R-P or B-R-P. You're here, highway, H-O-I, HOI. Ladies and gentlemen, L long A-J, vehicle, VEEK. Evidence, E-F-D. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the law of this state that whenever a motor vehicle is operated upon any street or highway of this state by any person other than the owner, with the consent of the owner, express or implied, the operator thereof shall, in case of accident, be deemed the agent of the owner of such vehicle in the operation thereof. Therefore, the operation of a vehicle on a public highway by one who is not the owner creates and justifies an inference that the vehicle is being used for the owner and with his authority until and unless such inference is overcome by other evidence. Deviation from the regular course of duty does not necessarily take the employee out of the scope of his employment. If the employee combines his own business with that of his employer and is attending to both at the same time, then he is still within the scope of his employment. The test of liability of the employer is whether, at the time of the accident, the employee was performing some act in furtherance of his employer's business, as well as in his own interest. However, if the employee abandons and turns away completely from the employer's business to engage in some purpose wholly his own, then he is outside the scope of his employment and the employer is released from any liability. if the employee steps outside of his employment to do some act for himself not connected with the employer's business, there is no responsibility on the employer for such act. But if the employee is, at the time of such deviation, also serving the employer's purpose to some extent, there may be a liability on the part of the employer also. This presents a question for the jury. The burden of proof rests upon the defendant to prove by the greater weight of the evidence that the truck at the time of the accident was not being used in the business of the company. All right, we're going to move right into Q&A. Okay. I'm going to read this I'll read this at 60, and then at 80, and then at 100. So let me give you a word list. So you're going to hear vehicle, veek, eastbound, EB, pedestrian, PED, conversation, initial K, final F or GS. That is correct. In other words, either nerds or leave out the E and final RDZ. At that time, TAT, red light, R final LT. And then if it's red lights, you can just add the S on there if you want, or come back for the Z. And let's see, police unit, location, accelerated, Mrs. Boyd, approximately, initial P, final L. And let's see here, I think that's it. Motion. All right, so this is just plaintiff, okay? Here we go, I'll read this one time at 60. Now, you saw one vehicle in motion, which was proceeding away from you in an eastbound direction. That is correct. Did you see any other vehicles in motion, either going east or west at the time you saw this eastbound vehicle? No, sir. Did you see any pedestrians around the street or in the street itself? Not in the street. No, sir. In other words, when you say you saw this vehicle going east at a normal rate of speed, approximately what number of miles per hour do you mean? Well, the vehicle didn't attract my attention as far as being a speeding vehicle. It appeared to be just driving at a normal rate of speed for that street at that time of night. Now, when you had this conversation with Mrs. Boyd, did she relate anything about this eastbound moving vehicle? Yes, she did. All right. Now, as a result of that conversation, what did you and Mr. Miller do? We immediately pursued the vehicle. Now, when you say you pursued the vehicle, will you tell us just what you did? We turned on the red lights of the police vehicle and accelerated rapidly in pursuit of the vehicle. Did the police unit stop the vehicle that you were pursuing? Yes, sir. And where did you stop the vehicle? At what location? We stopped the vehicle on Vermont. Okay, so I'm going to read that again at 80. Okay. All right, here we go. And Nora, before I forget, I just want to let you, just to remind you, on Wednesdays from 9 to 10 as mid speeds. So it's 120, 140, 160. And then on Friday mornings from 9 to 10 is 180, 200, 225. Okay, so you can make it. All right, here we go, 80. Now you saw one vehicle in motion which was proceeding away from you in an eastbound direction. That is correct. Did you see any other vehicles in motion, either going east or west, at the time you saw this eastbound vehicle? No, sir. Did you see any pedestrians around the street or in the street itself? Not in the street. No, sir. In other words, when you say you saw this vehicle going east at a normal rate of speed, approximately what number of miles per hour do you mean? Well, the vehicle didn't attract my attention as far as being a speeding vehicle. It appeared to be just driving at a normal rate of speed for that street at that time of night. Now, when you had this conversation with Mrs. Boyd, did she relate anything about this eastbound moving vehicle? Yes, she did. All right. Now, as a result of that conversation, what did you and Mr. Miller do? We immediately pursued the vehicle. Now, when you say you pursued the vehicle, will you tell us just what you did? We turned on the red lights of the vehicle and accelerated rapidly in pursuit of the vehicle. Did the police unit stop the vehicle that you were pursuing? Yes, sir. And where did you stop the vehicle? At what location? We stopped the vehicle on Vermont. All right. Make a little note here. I left out police on one of the vehicles here. So, okay, I'm going to read this one more time at 100, okay? Here we go. Now, you say, okay, let me start over. Sorry, I already messed up. All right, let me do that again. Take two. Now, you saw one vehicle in motion, which was proceeding away from you in an eastbound direction. That is correct. Did you see any other vehicles in motion, either going east or west, at the time you saw this eastbound vehicle? No, sir. Did you see any pedestrians around the street or in the street itself? Not in the street, no, sir. In other words, when you say you saw this vehicle going east at a normal rate of speed, approximately what number of miles per hour do you mean? Well, the vehicle didn't attract my attention as far as being a speeding vehicle. It appeared to be just driving at a normal rate of speed for that street at that time of night. Now, when you had this conversation with Mrs. Boyd, did she relate anything about this eastbound moving vehicle? Yes, she did. All right. Now, as a result of that conversation, what did you and Mr. Miller do? We immediately pursued the vehicle. Now, when you say you pursued the vehicle, will you tell us just what you did? We turned on the red lights of the police vehicle and accelerated rapidly in pursuit of the vehicle. Did the police unit stop the vehicle that you were pursuing? Yes, sir. And where did you stop the vehicle? At what location? We stopped the vehicle on Vermont. All right. So I'm going to unmute everybody. Oh, Stephanie's here too. Hi, Stephanie. All right. So what we can do is now you guys have the choice. You can read back the 60, 80, or 100. And if anybody needs any help, I certainly can jump in. Okay, so you guys just let me know when you find the first question.
I can go whenever.
Okay, feel free. Sure, you go ahead.
Do you want me to do the whole thing, or do you want me to just do a little bit?
Yeah, why don't you do a Q and an A? Everybody can take like one, and we'll just rotate. You wanna do
Okay.
that? Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Okay. Question. Now, you saw one vehicle in motion which was proceeding away from you in an eastbound direction. Answer. That is correct.
Perfect. All right. And Pandora, do you want to take the next one?
Yeah, and I'm reading off my notes.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Nice.
okay. Question. Did you see any other vehicles in motion, either going east or west at the time you saw the eastbound vehicle? Answer, no, sir.
Perfect. The only thing I had different was this eastbound vehicle instead of the.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I have this too.
Yay.
You mean at the end?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
That's awesome. All right. And then Nora, do you want to jump in, Nora?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Okay. So, question. Did you see any pedestrians around the street or in the street itself? Answer, not in the street. No, sir.
Perfect. Perfect. And then I'm not sure, Stephanie, are you there? Do you want to read
I'm
one?
here.
Hi,
I'm,
Steph.
oh, I guess my video's not on. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No
There I
worries.
am. I
Oh,
thought I'd,
hi.
hi, how are
Yeah,
you?
good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Since I'm so not warmed up, I just ran in from my car.
That's
Okay, question. Where are we? In other words, when you say you saw this vehicle going east at the normal rate of speed, I think I dropped there. Approximately what number of miles per hour do you mean?
perfect.
Answer, well, the vehicle didn't attract my attention insofar as being a speeding vehicle. It appeared to be just driving at a normal rate of speed for that street at that time of night.
Perfect. So the only difference that I have here is as far as.
Oh, okay, I had a misstroke there, so I
Okay.
can see that it was as far as for me. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. And then the question, it was just A instead of the. When you say you saw this vehicle going east at a normal rate of speed instead of the.
Oh, I have A.
You
Did
have
I
A.
say
Good.
that?
See, most of the time we have it right. It's like we
Yeah,
just.
I was just sorry. I'm just
No,
calming
that's
down for my
perfect.
work day. So,
Is it your birthday today?
no, my work day.
Oh, I think you said my birthday. Okay. Well, good for you. You jumped in and you did awesome.
Okay.
All
I
right.
have a question. Now, when you had this conversation with Mrs. Boyd, did she relate anything about this eastbound moving vehicle? Answer, yes, she did.
Perfect.
Say that last, oh wait, yes, she did. Okay, I wasn't down far enough. Okay, question. All right, now as a result of that conversation, what did you and Mr. Miller do? Answer, we immediately pursued the vehicle.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. Question. Now, when you say you pursued the vehicle, will you tell us just what you did? Answer. We turned on the red lights of the police vehicle and accelerated rapidly in pursuit of the vehicle.
Perfect. Now, if you guys are reading your 80 notes, you wouldn't have police there. That's the one that I messed up on and left police out if you're reading your 80 notes. Awesome job. I think it's back to Stephanie.
Okay. Unit. Okay. Did the question? Did the police unit stop the vehicle that you were pursuing? Answer: yes, sir.
Perfect.
Question, and where did you stop the vehicle at what location? Answer, we stopped the vehicle on Vermont.
Awesome, you guys. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to read another one. This time I'm going to just work my way. I'm going to start at 60. Actually, you know what? I'll start at 80 and work my way up to 100. Okay. This is, let's see, defense question. Okay. All right. Let me give you just a little bit of a word list. You're going to hear hospital, HOPT. Absolutely. I like to write that as salute and then come back for LAE. Approximately. Let's see. You're going to hear neurosurgeon. And you can squeeze that as N long UR, neur, and then just come back for SURJ, neurosurge. And then neurologist. I like to write that as N long UR, and then just come back for JIFT. But you might have something even better. Examination, XAGS. Autopsy, AUP. Of course, I like to write that as final FK. Diabetes, the brief for that is D long ETS, DEETS. I gave you autopsy. Nothing further is NERT, N-U-R-T. Okay. All right, so this is going to start with defense. All right, I'll start at 80. Here we go. What time did he first get there? He got there at approximately 2 a.m. And that is the time he gave her a shot and said she had had a slight stroke. Yes. And at what time did he come back, if you recall? Approximately 10 o'clock the next day. And then he came back the last time at approximately 7:30. That's when he recommended to put her in the hospital. That was the next evening. Yes, it was. And what was your wife's condition from the time the doctor first came up until he decided to put her in the hospital? She was absolutely lifeless. Do you mean there was no movement at all? No, nothing. No sound? No sound. Nothing moved. And what was her appearance other than being motionless? Her appearance was good. Was she in this condition on the second and third visits of the doctor? Yes, she was. What did the doctor do or say at the time of the second visit? Well, his actual words, I don't know. The effect was that he didn't see why she didn't snap out of it, and that she probably would soon, but he'd wait a little while and come back later. Did you have to call him each time, or did he come back on his own? He came back on his own. What about the third visit? On the third visit, she was the same way. And he said, well, I guess you'd better put her in the hospital. He went back to his office and made arrangements for me to take her to St. Mary's. St. Mary's Hospital? Yes. And as I understand it, she passed away in the hospital? Right. Nothing further. How long was she at St. Mary's Hospital before she died? Well, it was less than 24 hours. I think she was admitted at approximately 10 p.m. And I think death was somewhere around 9 p.m. the next evening. As far as you know, did your wife ever come out of the coma in the sense of speaking or being active? Again, no. And was Dr. Drake, as far as you know, the only doctor who saw your wife throughout this time? Oh no, he turned her over to another doctor at the hospital. Would that be Dr. Miller? Right. What did Dr. Miller or Dr. Drake do at the hospital? I don't know. They took her in the emergency ward and gave her a thorough examination and ran all their tests and everything. They took her upstairs and they had a nurse with her the whole time she was being admitted. Were you with her? I was at the hospital the whole time, but most of the time they had me out in the hall. Was Dr. Miller, if you know, a neurosurgeon or a neurologist? I haven't the slightest idea. Or does he have a specialty? I don't know. At a time like that, I didn't ask too many questions. Okay, and was an autopsy performed? Yes. Now, from the autopsy, of course, we know that your wife had diabetes. Did you ever know that she had diabetes before her death? The only diabetic that I ever heard talk about, or that I heard her talk about, was her mother. Did anyone tell you, even after her death, that she had diabetes? Only what the doctor said at the hospital. After she came out of the emergency ward, he said it was diabetes? Yes. Which doctor said that she had diabetes? Dr. Miller. He told me she probably had it for quite some time and just never knew it, or else she ignored the symptoms. All right, how'd you guys do?
Not too bad. I'm taking off though. So
Okay.
bye everyone.
Have a good night. Have fun.
All right, you
Back
too.
to school.
Right.
So how'd you guys do?
Fine.
Good. And then I don't know how you did diabetic. I didn't see that until afterwards, but you can always write that as D long I, die, and then just come back for BEK, diabic, for diabetic, because diabetes is D long ETS, deets. So any questions about any of that? No? All right. Well, if you guys want, so Wednesday morning from 9 to 10, we'll have the mid speed, so 120, 140, 160, and then on Friday is going to be the upper speeds, 180, 200, 225. Nora, I don't know if you can attend that live, but you're more than welcome to.
It's okay for me to come into the lower speeds too, right?
Yes, absolutely. Did you find that you could put in your punctuation and all of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just as important. So yes, absolutely. I just I like to let everybody know, because I just talked to a student who, she knew we had the mid speeds, but she didn't know we had the lower and the upper. So now I'm like, oh no, I want everybody to know that we've got 2 other ones as well. So, all right.
Is this the only one that's in the evenings?
It is. It is. But and we kind of did that because we put one in the evening and then the 2 other ones in the morning because we just weren't sure kind of what what everybody likes. So Robert said, let's just do this and then kind of see if we get feedback with if people have preferences, and depending on the outcome, he might add more. So do you guys like the evenings? Or I mean, I do get people in the mornings too, but
I wish I could come to the mornings because that would mean I didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't working when I first started school, but then I got a job, and anyway,
Yeah.
I'm working now.
Now, Stephanie, what speed are you in?
Well, I'm really between 120 and 140.
Okay.
But I've kind of what I've been doing because I left the school I was going to, and it's kind of it's in that that process of eventually closing. They're teaching out students now, so I'm just exploring other options. And so what I did is I purposely went down a couple of speeds just to sort of regroup and get used to the way it's trained and the way it goes, and cleaning it, and it seems to be working well.
Good. That's great. That
Yeah.
is great. Well, were you going to Brian?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's not a big secret. I mean, I'm on leave of absence from there, so I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm not going back though. I've found other options.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Well,
And I
good.
still love them all, but
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I
it
know.
is what it is.
Tough, Well, if you, I will, I'll let Robert know too that, you're kind of in the mid range, and, maybe we can throw in a speed class in the evening.
It's okay. I mean, for now, like this, like I didn't drop any when you were just dictating. At least I don't think I did. But I have mother. I misstroke something terribly though. Instead of, I think it should be nothing further, but it's mother.
That is so funny.
That just kind of made my day. That would be an oops on live captioning, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there you go. That is so funny. You can post that if you're on Facebook.
I didn't even know I had that on in my dictionary. Like, I didn't put it in there. That's for sure.
I was going to say maybe it's in there as a brief that's close to nerd. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it probably is. Well, obviously it is. That's funny. Anyway.
That's great.
But yeah, no, it was good, and it's okay. I'm just, yeah.
I have to tell you guys a funny story too, regarding kind of what happened to you. So for the longest time, I would just phrase "if you can," and then all of a sudden one day I was like, "Wait a minute!" I looked at my screen. I'm like, "That's I'm getting the word." So now I have to flag it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh my goodness.
So
well. But I'm sorry I was late today. I tried. I get off at 5, so.
No worries. You come in and you can come in late. You can leave early, whatever you have to do. And that's okay, because that's why I mute everybody. So if I didn't even know you came in when I was reading, so we don't hear you. And yeah, no worries.
That's great. I love the live dictation. We didn't actually do this at Brian. Did you know that?
No.
They don't really start live dictating online like this until you get to the higher speeds.
Oh, wow.
Like 160, 180. We would meet every week in class, but we would just talk.
Oh, okay. It wasn't like the live.
Yeah.
Ah, that's interesting.
Which I like it.
Oh, it is. I think it's so important, because then, people can ask questions and just to kind of see your the other students and get, just know that you're not alone in this journey,
I found another court reporting student here in Bend. And she's coming over on Wednesday, and I'm going to point her towards you guys, because she's been doing something where they just sent her CDs. She's been getting she's done it all herself, and she's at 140, 160.
Wow.
Like, she's pretty much just taught herself, but she doesn't know any of the technical stuff. She doesn't even use any software. She just writes to her machine. Wow. And uses steno notes. That's it. I said, so you're like looking at your screen on your machine and then putting it over into your Word document. That's how she's been transcribing, which will be great training for later.
Oh yeah,
But,
it will.
yeah.
'Cause there is a lot to be said about being able to read your hard
Yeah.
notes, you know. But
Yeah.
wow, but the fact that she's self-taught is that right there is impressive.
Yeah. So I think if she were to find you guys, I'm going to show her your program
Yeah,
and the Case Catalyst software. I'm going to show her that.
absolutely.
That's what I've got. So
Yes, and
yeah.
tell her if she has any questions. You know, she can. I've given my number before. But
I think I have it. I think you gave it the last time we were.
Okay.
You gave it to us.
Yeah, I'll put it here just in case. But yes, if you have any, you know, if she has any questions, feel free she can call me or email us on the website or.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't even imagine doing it like that. No.
So theory, she taught herself in theory?
Well, she did something called court reporting online, and they just send you a packet of, she paid, I think, $6,000, and they send you like all these, I know, they send her all these CDs, but she can't call anybody. She can email, and there's no live classes. She doesn't know what a transcript looks like.
Wow.
Like she doesn't know. I know. Can you imagine? Like,
No. That's horrible.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
$6,000 for that.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I was like,
not have support like that, you know?
Yeah, I don't think she's had legal terminology. I don't, you know, so anyway, but I figured I would get her and show her what I know, and then
Absolutely. Tell her she has any questions about briefs, you know, any questions. Let us
I was telling her about you. I was like, yeah, I went to this live class, and the lady, like, she was from Bend. It's like, nobody's from Bend, you know. Well, you lived here, right? You're not.
Yes.
But
yes, I do miss it up there.
Yeah, it's the season's starting to change. It's nice.
Yes.
We're finally getting the smoke out of the air.
Good.
Yeah.
It was funny. Last night I looked at my phone at my weather, and I have it on for Bend and then here in Marietta. And Marietta, it was like 7:37, probably 7 or 7:30. I'm not sure, but it was dark here. And then you click it over to Bend, and it was still light outside. And I thought, oh, I remember those days where it stayed light for so much later than here.
Yeah, it's starting to go down. I guess about 7:30 now.
Yeah.
But I love winter, and I like the short days because I study so much better when it's dark outside.
Yeah. That is true, because you feel like, oh, it's dark now, so I'm not going to be outside. I might as well. Yeah, I get that. Well, all right. Well,
thank you.
You're welcome. You guys have a great night, and then I will see you, some of you, maybe on Wednesday. If not, maybe Nora, I'll see you Wednesday, maybe Friday. But thank you so much for attending live. Anytime you can come in, even if you're late or you have to leave early. But Nora, I was so happy to see you. And that's amazing that you're in 200. Way to go.
Awesome, Nora. I want to be in 200. Where are you living? Where do you live?
I'm in Lake Arrowhead, California.
Okay. And where are you, Robin?
I'm in NorCal. I'm in Chico, California.
Okay. I'm the only one out of California today.
Yeah, you're in beautiful Bend.
Yeah, it is. We have a lot of California people here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a Texas girl. I'm a native Houstonian, so I've been glued to the TV with the hurricanes and all that stuff. So very distracting. But
yes, very.
Anyway, well, good to meet you all.
I'll tell you, I missed that school where they've got the movie theater. What?
Oh, the
I know.
Francis School of Music, McMinimans.
McMinimans, yes. I miss it. I tell everybody about it. Real quick, I'll tell you guys, Nora and Robin, they've got this theater. Well, it's not really a theater, but it's an old Catholic school, and they've converted it to they're like the old gym is like the movie theater, and they've got couches, and you sit there, and they bring you like drinks, and
you can order menu food.
Yeah,
it's a restaurant.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then they've got like a hot pool that you can go in,
and a cave.
Yes.
And now they have like a Harry Potter secret bar kind of thing, and you have to search around the hotel and find, like, I guess if there's a broomstick on the wall or a panel that moves, and they have like all these hidden bars.
Wow.
Funny.
I haven't, yeah. So people come and explore that. So.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that place is amazing.
Yeah, my daughter, she's 26 and she's single here. Well, she's got a boyfriend, but she's telling me all the fun stuff like that to do in Bend. I'm like, I just work full time and go to school. That's all I do.
Yeah, I don't have time to go to all the fun
So,
places.
yeah.
Oh. All right. Well,
Anyway.
you guys have a great night.
You
Thank
too.
you. You
See
too.
you Wednesday.
Okay, yep.
Night.
Wednesday morning.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.